Today, the RBA left the cash rate on hold at 2.5%. So that's another month where interest rates are at historical lows. Now, Glenn Stevens made a parliamentary comment earlier this month, basically saying that they see a period of stable cash rate position, a cash rate and monetary position. Now, that's good news for the general economy, because what it does is it sends a confidence message into the business community and also into the consumer community to basically say that they're comfortable where things are at. That's great. Let's have a look at the numbers that back that up. We saw that consumer confidence is on, slightly down in February, but overall on an upward trend. Business confidence was the same, slightly down, a bit more pessimistic than optimistic in the February NAB data, but ultimately still moving in an upward projection. So that just might have been a month where just a little bit of uncertainty was around. However, we saw job growth. So we saw the ANZ numbers come through in regards to new job starts. And the pleasing part about that was that they were mainly full-time jobs. So although we've talked about Ford and we've talked about manufacturing and all of those job losses, the Alcoa job losses, we're actually seeing more jobs being created in the broader economy, and that's a good sign. If we also look at the housing numbers, we saw the HIA release their data yesterday with house sales up. We're talking about up 4.6%. Now that's a big number. And the important part about new home starts is really about the flow-on effect into the general economy. What we're seeing here in the mining side is we've seen the capital expenditure that's been so prominent and what's been driving our GDP over the last decade slowing down, and now we're seeing a transition into what we call the general economy as opposed to just the mining economy. Now that flow-on effect in terms of the jobs that it creates is not just in the construction side, so we can move those workers away from those mining areas and bring them back into mainstream construction, but it's also the flow-on effects in terms of once that home's being bought, we're seeing finance being needed. We're seeing, the new house that needed to be fitted out with furniture and all of the fittings that go with buying a new home. So that also has good flow-on effects into retail sales and those types of things as well. So broadly speaking, we're in a terrific position, and I think that's going to put pressure on rates going forward. We saw inflation at the sort of higher level, around that sort of 2.7% mark at the moment. And the other big thing is obviously, the dollar. So we're seeing the dollar sitting around 92 to 93 cents. If we see changes in the interest rates and we see a higher monetary policy position later this year, and I'm expecting that sort of September, October, where we may need to see a move off these historical low levels, that's not a bad thing, because in real terms, we don't want the economy to overheat. We don't want prices in property market to overextend themselves to a position where, we'll see an adjustment in that. So my message today is, when you're looking at your family budget, is make sure you're now starting to provision for, say, interest rates moving up at least 0.5% maybe over the next sort of 12 months, and factor that into your cost and your spending in your home. That's an important message, and that's what I've passed on for you today.